This year's U.S. Olympic trials has been one of the most competitive and entertaining of all time. We've had 13 new meet records or new Olympic trials records. We've had two new under 18 records. We've had a new world record. We've had multiple world leads. We've had multiple personal bests. We've had multiple season bests. We've had a lot of awesome things that we've been able to see over the last 2 weeks. And we're going to break it down here in one short video. Nice and compact, going over really the best moments over the last 2 weeks. So we're going to start off with the new world record. This is the 5th time that Sydney McLaughlin has been able to beat the 400-meter hurdle record. The last time was just 100th faster, so she was able to beat that. But this is amazing that she's able to do that in 50.65. Ended up being the final time in the world record. And we have the Olympics coming up next month, and that's really when she should be primed to be able to run her best times. And it'll also be in the biggest stages. We could see how big of a lead she had on these other women, and that's what we're going to see in a lot of these races here today. The next one is going to be Lyles. He ended up winning in both the 100 and the 200, so he was the U.S. champ in both. We'll start off with the 200, where he ran in 1953, and also Kenny Bednarek ran a personal best of 1959. He had 2 personal bests. He ran the 1959 and the 200, and then in the 100, he ran a 987, where Lyles, he equaled his personal best in the 100, where he ran 983. But in the 200, he's actually ran faster than the 1953s. The next one, Sha'Carri Richardson, one of the biggest names out in the entire country when it comes to track and field. She ran the 100, won it in 10.71, a great time, and she's definitely one of the favorites as well to be able to win the Olympics in the 100-meter. It's going to be some great competition as always. And she was also somebody that we thought would be able to make it potentially in the 200, but seemed like it just ended up being too much for all the running over the last 2 weeks. Gabby Thomas ended up winning the 200, 21.81. Super excited for this particular race just because I think Mackenzie Long is going to be awesome. Brittany Brown's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for the 200 in the women. We have Grant Holloway here, another probably favorite to win in the 110-meter hurdle. He ran a 12.86 in the finals. He had 3 times where he ran sub 13. The 12.86 is a new world lead. Quincy Hall running a 44.17, really impressive. Somebody that's going to be awesome to look out for going into the Olympics. But really the exciting person here was the youngster here, had 2 under 18 records. The newest under 18 record is going to be 44.59 that he ended up running in the semifinals. In the finals, he didn't run as well, but he still was able to come in 6th place and might end up making it onto the U.S. 4x4 team. This is Rye Benjamin. I think Rye Benjamin is one of the most impressive athletes in all of track and field for us. This is the 400-meter hurdles. He ran a 46.46 world-leading time, a new meet record. Really, really impressive. Looked really strong as he was running it. So definitely excited to be able to see how he does. He just beat everybody by a ton here. And the next one's going to be the pole vault. We had Sam Kendricks have a 5.92 pole vault. So this is another one of the meet records, new meet records. We're going to go over all the top meet records here. Next, we have a new meet record for the javelin throw. We have a 64.58 by Maggie Hardin. Crazy with the javelin throw. Barely made it inside. So that was a super impressive throw there. Again, new meet record, 64.58. Next, we have Nikki Hiltz, new meet record, running a 3:55:33 for the 1500. It's really impressive too. The 400-meter hurdles, both men and women, we saw new meet records. The 1500 for both men and women, we had new meet records. For the 5,000 men and women, we had new meet records. So 3 of the events we had new meet records. We also had a meet record in the 800. I'll show you guys. So this was Nikki Hiltz running the 1500, and then the next one is Elle St. Pierre. Really impressive, Elle St. Pierre. She ended up making the team here, but she didn't end up winning. But she did win and set a new meet record in the 5,000. So I think Elle St. Pierre is one of the best athletes that the America in general has to offer. I mean, super impressive to be able to make the Olympics in 2 different events, especially in the longer distance. So the 5,000 as well as the 1,500. She didn't win the 1,500, but she did win the 5,000, and she set a new meet record, 14:40.30 on that. We have another meet record here in the 1,500 with Cole Hooker, a 3:30.59. Just absolutely killed it here. Really was able to separate from everybody here to win the new meet record and go as the U.S. champion to the Olympics. Next one here is the 5,000 meter. This is Grant Fisher. He ended up running this in 13:08.85. And it's surprising how close a lot of these races end up being. The fact that they're meet records, but they ended up being super close at the end is really a testament to how competitive the U.S. track and field is in general. The next one we have the 800 meter. This is Bryce Hoppel, who also won the world championship. So he's definitely a pretty heavy favorite here going into Paris. And he ran a 1:42.77, a new meet record. They said that the last time that was beaten was like 1992 or something like that. So that's been a long time meet record. Next one is Masai Russell. She ran a 12:25 here, and I think this was probably the closest finish that we had in any of the finals. We could see here she barely was able to edge this out. Again, 12:25 was her time in the 100-meter hurdles for women. And then last but not least, and this is probably the biggest margin of victory that we saw in any of the events, we had Valerie Constien, who ended up running 9:03.22, new meet record in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. You could see how much she beat everybody by. Just absolutely killed the entire field. So those are the main events and the recap of the Olympic trials over the last 2 weeks. Really excited going into the Olympics here. There's going to be some really high level competition, probably going to be some more world records, definitely going to be some personal best set. Stay tuned. We're going to be providing live events. We're going to be doing breakdowns. We're going to be doing bunch of different things to make it so you can see all of the newest and biggest information that's happening within track and field, and also helping you in improving your own speed. If you want to learn a little bit more about some of the things we do, you can check out some of the videos that we have here. Like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.